He's one of our most dedicated volunteers.
It's just, I really like the format of the Georgia Meth Project and how when I was a kid and I was going to high school and there was Drug Awareness Week, I guess you could call it, I don't know if it was Red Ribbon Week then, they didn't have any kind of, I never saw people come speak.
He has lent his support in the classroom and at community events, doing whatever he can to share the message.
It's just, you can't even trust to just do it once. You can't try it even just once. I mean, you may not immediately start using it every day, but you will always, it's so strong and powerful that it'll get its hooks in you and it won't ever release. I mean, it's so hard to get away from.
Shawn knows firsthand the dangers of meth.
And I started a construction job, and there were people out there doing it all the time. It was helping them work, not helping them, but they would work harder and longer and faster on it and everything, and be more productive. You can't risk to think that you could just do it even once, and you're going to be fine, and you can walk away from it. Because it's going to come back. It will find its way back in. It will come back to you eventually some way or another, at a party, with your friends.
He tried it, got hooked, and nearly lost his life.
I actually had it's what you call a stroke of the spinal cord. It's like a spinal stroke in my neck, my cervical area, my spine. And I guess you could call it an overdose. It wasn't even from a significant amount, or what I would consider to be a significant amount of meth. And it was several hours later as well. It wasn't like right after immediately ingesting it or doing it that it happened. And it really was. Doctors even noted that it was a small amount of meth in my system at the time.
Shawn is now a quadriplegic, confined to a wheelchair.
And initially, like, the only thing that I could do was move my head. And I had to have a trach. There's a slit, you kind of see it. I had to have a tracheostomy because I couldn't breathe on my own, so they had to put me on a respirator. And that was probably the roughest part of any of this, was learning to breathe on my own again without the machine. Just been so impactful on not just my life, but my parents' life.
He lives in his parents' home, depending on them for almost everything.
And they've had to rearrange their whole life. They've had to put their life on hold because of me, and they've really been here for me, and they're just my biggest support. So I wouldn't have made it, through this without them, or be where I'm at today without them. But this has really, really impacted them. They have to drive. I don't have a car yet. They have to drive me everywhere. They're getting old. They were planning on retiring and, doing the things that older people, deserve to do with their life because they've worked hard for it. But yet all that's been put on hold because of me.
Despite what he's been through, Shawn is a fighter. He's working hard to put his life back together, not only for himself, but also for his 8-year-old daughter.
I want to be able to make a future for her and I. And she actually lives with her grandmother right now, who's taking care of her and helping me out, tremendously. And one day I want to get my own. I don't even have a car right now, so I want to get my car and finish school and get my own place, and then eventually, start raising my daughter completely solely on my own someday.
As he works to accomplish his goals, he continues to do the most important thing he can do right now.
To hopefully stop stops this from happening to someone, and from them having to go through this and put their family through something like this.